ethic, man.
Well, the work ethic is basically, I mean, you have to incorporate different things in. My roots are being outside and making things happen.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning with $2 in your pocket and knowing you got to get a gram of blow, knowing you want to fuck that chick at the bar,
Yes.
and knowing that you're minus 100 with the bookie, and you have to make it happen. So what do you do to make it happen as quick as you can? My buddy says he's got 100 Quaaludes, he's got 100 hits of Molly, whatever. And when you come out here, you learn to do things a certain way, but it takes away from your natural instincts.
Right.
What you do naturally. How do you do things? What's worked for you for 20 fucking years?
Right.
Why are you going away from it? That's what I add to that. I try to put pieces of my life. How would you do this? This is comedy. And when we first got into it, oh my God, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We're going this weekend to Paducah, Alabama to do comedy or whatever the fuck. But then comes a day you learn the business side of it. It's an ugly fucking reality.
Right.
We guys like you and me hate it.
Yeah.
We hate dealing with people about money and what
Yep.
am I going to pay me? I just want to crack jokes, get a drink,
Yeah.
smoke a joint, and go the fuck home. But there's more to this, like everything else in life.
That's it.
And we've been doing it for a while.
Yep.
And you look around, and we pay attention to other comedians, and you look at their careers, you look at your careers, and then you add your life into this and what works for you and what doesn't, and that's where we hit it off.
That's it, man, for sure. But it's it's something because it's not like like take I'll tell you, here's an interesting group of people, man, and you're in that group. Hunter S. Thompson, Charles Bukowski, Mad Flavor. What do they all have in common? Aside from being like brilliant fucking artists, they all have a fucking hardcore work ethic. And I don't think that a lot of people get that because, like, you hear these, like, amazing stories. You read Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or you hear, Charles Bukowski talking about his crazy, like, adventures out in the fucking world of being a fucking insane gutter drunk. And but both of them, they're fucking... Bukowski was like working like 12-hour shifts at the fucking post office and coming home and writing. Hunter S. Thompson was not like sitting on his ass just fucking getting like blasted on acid and like, wandering the world, man. That guy was spending serious energy refining his art and writing and working on it and stuff. And like people, I think when you read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, you just think, oh, all that you need to be a great writer like Hunter S. Thompson is 100 hits of acid, a vial full of blow, a crazy fucking friend, and boom, you're going to be a great writer. And they miss the whole thing that's underneath all that, which is the hard fucking work, the work ethic, man. That's the most important thing. And you've got that. And that's something that, like, really inspires me. You get up at what do you get up at 7?
5.
You get up at 5 a.m. every fucking morning.
5 a.m. Sometimes later than that. So, it's something that my mother instilled in me. And work ethic is not work when you're enjoying what you're doing.
Right.
So think of those great writers you spoke of. Those guys, for them, sitting down and writing was a whole way of life. There was a drink, a few cigarettes, a bump,
yes,
coffee. They knew their place, and they put their life into their writing, which is really fucking important. For them, it's not work. What work are you talking about? I love doing this.
Right.
It's my therapy.
Right.
That's how it was. I got the honor to not meet, but sit in the same room with that Hunter S. Thompson guy.
No way.
When in the Woody Creek Tavern in Woody Creek, Colorado, there was a bar. I used to go down there to get Coke every once in a while during the week. Yeah. And they had the best nachos in the world because they put chorizo in it. And I would go down there, and it was really weird. Woody Creek at the time was where all these Don Henley lived and all these weird people from Hollywood. But they had this clique. And when Bill Murray was studying to play Hunter S. Thompson, I just happened to walk in one night.
Wow.
And here's Bill Murray and Hunter S. at the bar, and they were talking. And I would keep tabs on Hunter S. from the locals.
Right.
They would tell me different stories. So it was very weird to see him. I saw him. But... these things you say, the work ethic, it's not work. Yeah. It's not work for people like me. We enjoy doing it. I enjoy writing and letting people know what's going on in your world, and that's...
But it's still, man, even if you enjoy it, and I don't like the word work
itself.
It's a fucking, the word work sucks. That's when you think of the word work, you're thinking of fucking like, when I think of work, I think of like when my dad was trying to like turn me into a man in the summers at Alabama, and he'd always make me do construction work. So he'd like... intentionally put me in the shittiest fucking job he could find at his like his fucking company. So like, you know, one summer I spent it like having to clear fucking weeds in Alabama with a goddamn like using like 18th century equipment, you know, shit that like
just whacking shit like that.
Whacking shit,
Yeah,
getting blisters on your hand, working with fucking just the freakiest people, man. Like I remember there was this like old man. I had to work with this old man all fucking summer, and down in this fucking shitty warehouse, like cutting weeds and shit. And I can remember like at one point, he's like, "Hey, come over here, Duncan. Come over here. Put your ear near my mouth." And he opened up his mouth, and I put my ear near his mouth, and it's like you could hear this tick 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 tick. And he's like, "That's my pacemaker. Sounds like a little bird in there, doesn't it?"
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God.
That's what I think of when I think of work. But still, man, it's like whatever you want to call what we do, it's still discipline, which is like getting yourself on a schedule, making yourself wake up at a certain time, and fucking, you know, doing what needs to get done. And I think it would be a real easy thing to, you know, see from an outsider's perspective, to look and just think like, you know, we're just like floating around and like that's not happening. But maybe I shouldn't be giving away the magic trick, you know. I don't know, maybe like maybe it's good for people to think that, but there's some discipline involved. If you want to get shit done, you've got to discipline yourself.
Listen, you could party, you could snort blow, you could eat pussy, you could do all the fucking things that bring you, but at the end of the day, you got to get down.
Yeah.
And what happened with me was I had a parent die at 16, and I was spoiled. I was a spoiled kid. You know, I was a prince. I was a Cuban prince. Give him what he wants.
Right.
And that was taken away from me. So, you know, you ever go to lunch with people and they're like, I don't know what I feel like eating. Oh, my God, let's try that place. Have you ever eaten there before? No. Then why the fuck are we going there?
Right.
Let's go to the Chinese place. It's $5 and it's a special and it's great. Why are we experimenting?
Right.
I learned to cover my ass as a young kid. Great. You want to party and go see Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and do a hit of acid? That's great. But you got to get up at 7 and fucking pay your bills.
Yes.
So always remember that you can do whatever the fuck you want in life, but you have to be accountable. And then I heard these words, justifying your existence. Those words to me linger. I heard that in 1987, and it's every day I hear that as I'm putting my shoes on. You have to justify your existence on a daily basis. You don't have a job? Go out and mow lawn. You get the energy from the fucking world. You put energy out there that you're working. You want to work. Yeah. But you sitting on a couch looking for a job, it ain't going to fucking happen.
That's it.
You know, I don't like house guests because you get up at 7, they're sleeping. You leave, come back at 10, and they're on your couch watching television.
Right.
In my house, you got to get the fuck up, fold your blankets, and let's go to work. I know you got high last night till 6. Guess what? So did I.
Yeah.
Okay? When I was doing the longest yard, I was snorting coke till 4, and my call was at 4:45.
Right.
When I get there, they go, you have to shoot today. Fuck, I don't want to shoot. You snorted blow. Now you got to deal with it, motherfucker.
Yep. That's it.
A lot of people don't want to claim responsibility in their life. They want to party, and I don't feel like it. No matter, you could do whatever the fuck you want. I'm free. I'm an American. I can do whatever I want. That's fine, dandy. But you have to justify your existence every morning to the universe.
Right.
Not to yourself, not to the employer, anything. And that's where we go back to picking up a piece of paper. You have to justify it.
Yes.
And that's how I was raised, and I think it's a very good work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, you have to wake up and say hello to the morning. You know, it's a beautiful fucking day out there. You're going to be sleeping. You live in L.A.
Yeah.
We live in California. You ever fucking find yourself at 1 in the afternoon, you've been on Facebook for 20 minutes?
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't live in Boston, and it's not 10 below zero. Why am I inside?
Oh, I know.
These are the things that...
No, man. You can't like... And man, I'm fucking so guilt. Like this is why I say it's good to have friends like you, man, because it's inspiring. Because I'm fucking like I'm guilty of like, you know, waking up in the morning. It's like 8 a.m. and then I'm like, you know, man, I don't feel like getting up. I was up really late. I'm gonna fucking sleep till 9, and then 9 rolls around. All of a sudden, you're like looking at your phone in bed, and then suddenly it's 9:30. By the time you get up, it's like 10 a.m. You feel like the biggest asshole on planet Earth, man. And you've like basically set up this pattern for the rest of your day. The rest of the day, like, is going to lack harmony. You know, the rest of the day will follow the pattern that you started in the morning. It seems like that's the most important fucking thing. It's like, that's like when you're shooting pool, I guess. Your morning, that's when you're breaking the fucking balls, you know? And if you do a shitty break, you're going to have a terrible pool game for the rest of the day. You know, you're going to have like a weird fucking day, which is why you can't listen to how you feel. If you do what you feel like doing,
you never do anything.
Yeah.
Because we're installed with fear. Fear fucking guides us. And fear is what guides a lot of Americans. Oh, there's an obesity problem. They're scared. They don't know what could happen.
Right.
They don't know where to fucking start, you know? Yeah. What do you think? You're the only one that was blessed by it. There's a million people that like to be a comedian.
Right.
They don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Fear will overtake us, like that book by Stephen Pressman, you know, Art of War, War of Art. Really mediocre book, but he breaks down fear. You know, you want to be a writer? How many books do you have on writing over there? What do you need all those books on writing? Write, bitch.
Yes.
Write, bitch.
Yes.
What's all these books on writing? We will throw so many curveballs at ourselves as human beings.
Yes.
We will throw every fucking obstacle at ourselves. You were talking to me about an acting class before.
Yep.
We were discussing an acting class, a specific teacher, and they have these teachers in town that take you and teach you how to act. I did a movie with, I don't want to sound like these fucking momos. I was very fortunate to work with one of my idols, James Coburn. Wow. And he asked me, are you in acting class? And I was all happy. I'm like, yeah. Yes, I go every week, sir. And he's like, quit. He's like, you got natural instincts. Don't ever ruin your instincts.
Right.
Don't ever ruin. They're going to ruin your instincts. I could tell already you're a natural or whatever. And I was saying how you join these schools in L.A. and some of them will say to you, you're not ready.
Right.
And there's kids that walk around, they call home and go, I'm not ready, but I'm doing a scene from Shakespeare in an acting class next week. People like me were raised that you're always ready. You're ready when you want to be ready.
Right.
You have to not look and get the fuck in there. That's what comedy is. First 10 times you go on stage, you don't even think about going on stage. It's when you get home that you realize what you did. It's like you come home, you're like, I can't believe I sucked 8 dicks tonight. Same thing goes for comedy because we can't believe that I did that because for years we're scared. And it all starts with the couch and the bed and all these deterrents. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I don't like fucking needles. There's people that like going to the doctor. The same thing with people who can't get up in the morning. Right. There's night people and there's day people. Sure. I theoretically, through my genes, I'm a night person. Right. I'm supposed to be up till 5 through who I am. Who I want to be, I got to be up at 7. Right. Because I know that by 10 o'clock, I won't be me. I know that I'm missing something. I'm fucking missing something. Yeah. God forbid in the morning I miss something because I was sleeping. If I'm eating pussy, that's one fucking thing. Right. If I'm riding in a bunker, that's one thing. But God forbid, you ever miss something because you're sleeping? Yes. Hey, we went. Fuck, I was sleeping. So that's where I come from. There's days I'm exhausted. I go to bed at 3. We're comedians. Yep. We get home at 1. We had a good set. We smoke a joint. We eat a half a Vicodin. Yep. Law and Order's on. The other night, The Blob was on with Steve McQueen. It's 4 in the morning, but guess what? I got to get up at 7. You should have thought about that when you were watching The Blob, cocksucker. So, and I try to lay down, and there's so much on my mind.
Same here.
I think of falling behind in people because the only person we have to blame in our lives is us.
That's right.
That's it. At the end of the day, you didn't do it.
Yep. That's it, man. And it's what you're talking about works for everything. It's not just fucking comedy. It's not just writing. What you're talking about, that idea, I love this idea because it's an idea that like drives people fucking crazy, which is in Zen. It's this idea where it's like, no, your hard work is not your idea of like all the rituals and all the things you have to do to attain the state of enlightenment. That's not what's going to do it. It's just you do it. You take the leap. You take the fucking jump. You dive into the abyss, and then everything else works itself out. And it's like what you're talking about with acting is really cool, man, and with comedy. And it's that decision that you make where the thing clicks in your mind and you make the decision. I'm a comedian. I'm an actor. This is it. I'm doing it. All the bullshit, all the fear, all the nonsense, all the obstacles that I put in front of it, I'm just going for it. Gutter drunk. And but both of them, they're fucking... Bukowski was like working like 12-hour shifts at the fucking post office and coming home and writing. You know, Hunter S. Thompson was not like sitting on his ass just fucking getting like blasted on acid and like, you know, wandering the world, man. That guy was spending serious energy refining his art and writing and working on it and stuff. And like people, I think Thompson, Charles Bukowski, Mad Flavor. What do they all have in common? Aside from being like brilliant fucking artists, they all have a fucking hardcore work ethic. And I don't think that a lot of people get that, because like you hear these like amazing stories. You read Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or you hear, Charles Bukowski talking about his crazy like, adventures out in the fucking world of being a fucking insane.
I don't know why you're going to pay me. I just want to crack jokes, get a drink, smoke a joint, and go the fuck home. But there's more to this, like everything else in life.
That's it.
And we've been doing it for a while.
Yep.
And you look around, and we pay attention to other comedians, and you look at their careers, you look at your careers, and then you add your life into this and what works for you and what doesn't, and that's where we hit it off.
That's it, man, for sure. But it's it's something because it's not like take I'll tell you, here's an interesting group of people, man, and you're in that group. Hunter S. Thompson, man.
Well, the work ethic is basically, I mean, you have to incorporate different things in. My roots are being outside and making things happen.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning with $2 in your pocket and knowing you got to get a gram of blow, knowing you want to fuck that chick at the bar,
yes,
and knowing that you're minus 100 with the bookie, and you have to make it happen. So what do you do to make it happen as quick as you can? My buddy says he's got 100 Quaaludes, he's got 100 hits of Molly, whatever. And when you come out here, you learn to do things a certain way, but it takes away from your natural instincts. Right. What you do naturally. How do you do things? What's worked for you for 20 fucking years?
Right.
Why are you going away from it? That's what I add to that. I try to put pieces of my life. How would you do this? This is comedy. And when we first got into it, oh my God, it was so much fun.
Yeah. We're
going this weekend to Paducah, Alabama to do comedy or whatever the fuck. But then comes a day you learn the business side of it. It's an ugly fucking reality.
Right.
We guys like you and me hate it.
Yeah.
We hate dealing with people about money and what.